Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a really quick tutorial of a really pretty green look that I have been dreaming about. So we're going to jump right in. I've prepped my eyes already and I have the majority of my face makeup already done. So we're just going to really focus on eyes. So I am going to start with my eyeliner. I know it's so unconventional for people to do eyeliner first, but it really helps me keep everything even and symmetrical most of the time, and it's just easier for me that way. So we're gonna jump right in with a pretty basic wing. And so now we're gonna do the other side and I will be right back. Okay, so now that we're done with our wings, we're gonna move into our first color eyeshadow, and we're gonna be using this color right here. It's called Foxy, and this is from the Fatal Beauty X Pulled Out Snatchural palette. And so we're going to go into that, and we're going to go in really lightly because we don't want to oversaturate the area. We're going to start putting that in right on the outside of our corner because we kind of want to make our eye appear bigger with this look. So we're going to start outside of our crease and kind of put a false crease right there. And again, we're going to be working really slow with this color because we want it to be somewhat delicate and we don't want to oversaturate this area. So we're just going to kind of build it up because that's just easier. And then we're going to slowly blend it outwards. We're not putting a lot of pressure on it because we want it to be very light and airy. So we're just really lightly brushing over the skin. I'm going to bring this forward, and then we're going to put a little bit right up in here. We're just going to use whatever is left over on the brush because we don't want it to be, we want it to be very subtle. But we do want a little bit of that color right in this area. We're just going to increase the pressure that we put on our skin to kind of get the color where we want it, but we don't want to go straight from the pan to that area. And we're going to work on one eye, and then I'll catch up the other eye, and then we'll move forward. And I think that we're going to be okay with that. We're just going to kind of blend it a little bit more right in here. But I think we are satisfied. So now we're going to move on to our next color, which is going to be a kind of smoky teal. We're going to be mainly using this on our lid. And this is the color Psycho from the Fatal Beauty Soul Snatcher palette. You would think that I would be quick on it with these names. So we're going to take the color Psycho. We're going to start putting that on our lid. We're just going to kind of tap it in. And we're going to slowly start blending it out. And this is just going to be a base color for another green that we're going to be putting down, a shimmer. So it doesn't need to be super dark. We just want a nice base. And again, we're going really light with the colors, like one dip and then onto the eye, because we don't want to oversaturate. It's so hard to come back from an oversaturation than it is just to like put it on in, you know, and build it up in like smaller increments, you know, if that makes sense. That's how I do it, at least, and it works wonders for me. So mostly this isn't going to be shown in this area, but as we move outward, it will like appear in the look coming out from the shimmer. So we do want to start putting a little bit more into this crease area and working that outwards. So I'm just doing this by like lightly tapping the area. And then we are going to put a little bit more out here, but we're going to do that after we do our deeper brown. We're just going to kind of blend this up into that little area where we had that brown, very lightly. And then what we're going to do is right here in this in-between area, we're going to do a deeper brown just to deepen it up, and then we will start working on blending the teal with that. So we're going to go into the color Natural, and this is back from the Paul Dow palette, and we're going to take this kind of bullet brush here and lightly dip it in there, tap it out. Again, we don't want too much pigment on the brush, and we're just going to kind of tap that in where we want it. And I think that's where we want it. And now we're going to take a fluffier brush and start blending on that. And I don't want to over blend because I don't want it to be muddy. I just really want it to like act as like a deepener for the area. So we don't want to over blend. And what's really great about this formula is that it's super easy to blend, and that way you can retain like that nice color separation. Because we don't want it to just blend into one color. We want it to be a soft, like a soft transition from one color to the next. So that was a hard word to like think of. But we do want there to be color separation between the colors. So what's really great is that this formula is perfect for that, which works extremely well for me. Okay, so now we're going back into the color Psycho, and we're gonna bring that just onto the brown, just a little bit. We're just kind of like tapping. We want it to be deeper in that area, but we don't want to completely cover the brown, right? And I think we're going to be good with that. Let's see. There's one little spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick spray, and then we're just going to hit that one little spot, and then we will go in for our gem colors, these really gorgeous colors that I'm just dying to get on my eyes. And so right there in that crease, we're going to go back into that deepest brown that we had used. Uh-oh. Just dropped my brush. Where did you go? into the black hole of my makeup drawer. Oh, I'm never gonna find it. Let me see if I have another one out. And we're just gonna use this one here. Right in this deep portion, we're just going to add a little bit more color. And then maybe just draw this in a little bit more at an angle. I think that's pretty. Okay. And then one more time, just to give it a nice little feel to it, we're gonna grab our brush and just do a tiny bit more of this Psycho, just right over that area that we touch with the brown. Okay, and I'm satisfied with that. Okay, now we're going to go into the color Luxe right here, this beautiful color. And we're also going to be using this color here. So these two, this green, and then this is the shifter, so it presents as green as well. Like a very light, yellowy kind of green. Okay, it looks green to me in person. And then this one, gorgeous. And those are going to go so well together. So obviously we're going to be using the lighter color in the inner corner, and then we're going to go out into the kind of emerald color, but we are going to do the emerald color first and then go into that light yellowish green. And I really should be using my finger for this. It's just a little difficult because I have nails, but it is so pretty. Oh my gosh, don't mess up. Wow, what a gorgeous color. Okay, so now we are going to grab another brush and we are going to work on the inner corner. Okay, and now we're just going to go into this one just a little bit more. I want to make sure that's nicely blended with the lighter color. I want it to be very nicely tapered. All right, and I'm going to catch up the other eye, and I will be right back. Okay, so we are back. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to do our under eye super quick. And we're going to do kind of like smoked out in this outer corner, which is one of my favorite things to do. If you guys watch me, you already know. And then we will do lashes and lips and we'll be done. So I'm doing my upper waterline just to give my eyes a really deep look. Okay, so now we're gonna go into that deep smoky teal right here. We're gonna do this on the under part of our eyes, just out here. And we're gonna do the same on this side. We're gonna be kind of blending it in with that kohl liner just to give it an extra smoky kind of look, right? And I do feel like I have something in my eye. I think it was from the eyeliner that I literally put in my eye. Okay, shake it off. So we are going to be doing lashes, and I do have a couple. I'm not quite sure which ones I want to wear, but I feel like these ones are super adorable, so maybe we will do these. I think that's gonna be it. Okay, so I've already worn those, so they're already trimmed to my eye length, so we don't need to do anything in that department. What I'm gonna do is just add a little lash glue, and I add it straight to my lid, as close to my lashes as I can, maybe a little tiny bit on my lashes, but don't tell anybody that I do that. I just had a little tiny bit of fallout. And I'll be back when I have my lashes on. Okay, so I am back, and we're gonna move on to our lips. So I'm gonna be doing just a very basic kind of nude lip. I'm gonna be using a reddish brown just because we kind of used that color up here, and I think it'll match very nicely. So what I'm going to do is take this brown liner that really needs to be sharpened really bad, but I lost my sharpener and I don't know where it is, but I'm going to try to use it anyways. Lip liner, and we're just going to do a light brown thing. There's just one little tiny thing that's sticking up and poking me. And I just want to make sure that I don't give myself a splinter. Well, that's how bad it needs to be sharpened. Okay, so now that we got that done, we're just going to take our finger and kind of soften that line. We're going to do that by dragging it inward. We don't want to drag it outward. We want to keep it in the line, so we're just going to kind of drag it in a little bit onto our lip. Now we're going to go straight into our color, and we're going to pay special attention to that outer line. We're going to take almost all of the product off the tip, and we're going to just use that tip around where the lip liner is, just to get a really nice blend going on. And now we are going to grab the color Uncorked, and this is from the Fatal Beauty X Paul Dow, and this is like a almost like a it's like a very pillowy color, right, as a little bit more of a veil color, but it works so good as an ombre for every single color because it is not so opaque that, you know, it's harsh. Does that make sense? So even though it is much lighter than the original color, it's almost like a veil with like a sheer lightness to it. It just is so pretty as an ombre. It works on every color. And the only thing I have left to do is highlighter. So what I'm going to do is just grab that really, really quickly. And actually, I'm going to be using a little bit of that lightest color I used on the inner corner. We are going to pop a little bit more of that on the inner corner. And then we're actually going to do a little bit in the center right here of that color Luxe right here. Oh, so beautiful. Look at that. This is such a beautiful palette. I love it. So we're going to take this and just do this right in the middle here. We're going to do the other side as well. And then we're going to take the color Legit. Start working that inward. We're going to do the same on this side over here. And then I'm going to take a clean brush, because this I used to kind of mix those two colors. I'm going to take a clean brush and we're going to do a nice pop of this in the corner so that it's very opaque and just really grabbing the light and being gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to be done. Thank you guys so much for staying. I love that you guys stayed to the end. If you have any questions or comments, or if you want to know any of the products I'm using, just leave a comment and I will respond as soon as I see it. Again, thank you guys so much. I love that you made it to the end. It means so very much to me. If you did make it to the end, let's do a little fun thing in the comments. Why don't you do a little heart eye emoji and then a star eye emoji, and then I'll know that you made it all the way to the end, and it'll be our little secret. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.